Hey YouTubers, this is Bobby with KCA Ranch and Homestead, and I'm back with part 2 of the rabbit cage build. Just got back from the store with some treated wood and some roofing materials and some miscellaneous hardware. So let's get busy. I've been in communication with a rabbit breeder for some composite rabbits out of Texas A&M University Kingsville that are supposed to be very heat tolerant. I'm excited about picking out a couple breeder does and a buck. So let's get busy. Hey, did a little bit more framing, got the roof frame put in, some braces. It's a heavy sucker. It's gonna last for a few decades. All treated lumber. Did a little bit more bracing just to tighten it up and make it weigh 300 pounds instead of 250. Well, I moved the rabbit cage from down there to over here after watching the way the sun kind of gets covered up over here when it's setting. So I'll have some shade from trees, partly a little bit of opening and then a little bit of shade. Got the rabbit cage under there. Hey YouTube, as you can see, just about finished with this rabbit cage project. Got the frame built yesterday, did a little more tweaking on it this morning, and then put the roof on, and then the back just in case somebody wanted to build one like this. I'm going to go over some of the specs and measurements and things like that. Okay, the frame is made out of treated lumber, 4x4s. I think I bought 7-foot 4x4s. I made the front side, these two right here, 6 foot long, and then I went down to 5 foot on the back legs to give it the slope. Probably could have gone with a little less, wouldn't have made such a severe angle on the cuts, but I'm no carpenter, so I really didn't make any angle cuts anyway. The rest of the wood is 10 foot treated 2x4. So one up top, one down low, just to help brace it up. These little boards weren't in my original plan, but I needed to snug up that board. It had too much flop in it, too much bounce. It pulled it up a little bit out of square, but really not going to be anything useful there. I may use that little area up there to store nesting boxes or other stuff. Just put some thin plywood up there and deck it. Put some feed or whatever up there. Extra water bottles, whatever. Over here on the side, I braced it up. This is about 4 foot in span down here and up here. And once again, these are treated 2x4s, a little less than 4 foot long on those. Back here, another 10 foot 2x4 running the length. Attaches to the top of the 4x4. And then I brace the roof up with 2x4s. So I'd have something to attach the sheets to. That's really about it for the frame. I'll probably end up finishing out a frame so I can put something down to catch the rabbit poop and sweep it off. I may even just use an extra sheet like that and lay it down, or some big trays to catch the poop, so we can transport it over there to the gardening area, or put it in buckets and take it up to Centerville to the big garden. Anyway, that's really about it. My next step is going to be to suspend the cage. Right now I'm trying to figure out if I want to run some pipe or dowel rods through all the way through the cage and then hang it from those, so it'll provide a better overall suspension instead of just wiring into the corners of the cage. It'll help distribute the weight. I'll probably run one through each cage, each side, and then one in the middle. Still trying to debate on that. I've got some extra pipe and fence poles and things like that, so I would have to cut out a few squares. But I'll be back after I get the cage suspended up, and then I'll start working on final touches like my hay feeders, which are going to be made out of these doors that I cut out, and decide whether or not I want to go with water bottles or suspend a 5-gallon, 6-gallon bucket up here and run PVC tubing with some little T's that tee off into each cage with a little drinking nipple. Anyway, I think I've said anyway about 27 times in this video, so I'll be back.